right now on 5 on your side at 10.
A severe weather risk for Monday. We're under an enhanced risk from the Storm Prediction Center. What that means, we'll time out storm development for Monday as well.
A massive fire in a small Illinois town.
Easter morning, early in the morning, we called everybody.
Tonight, the challenges firefighters faced and the lasting impact on the community. Underground upgrades. In 2 days, voters will decide on the future of our sewer system. Tonight, we're taking you 200 feet below ground to see where your money could be spent. We start tonight in a weather alert. Everyone enjoyed a mild Easter Sunday in St. Louis. Temperatures soared into the 80s today. That warmth, though, is fueling the threat of severe storms tomorrow. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. Tonight, some storms are already popping up to our north. Most of the metro area is under an enhanced risk for severe weather tomorrow. Let's get straight over to Weather First meteorologist Gary Frank, who is tracking the timing. Gary?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. It's been a very quiet day, warm, windy, and it still is a little warm and windy outside right now. And just when you go outside, it's in the mid-70s at 10 o'clock, then you know that things are at least changing. And that's the way it feels as we close out March and start off April at 73 degrees. We have a south-southwest breeze at 13 miles an hour. I do want to point out where those storms are, and that is all these storms are kind of riding this front, which is to the north. You can see that our severe weather risk has kind of ended. We talked about this, at least smaller risk to the north. That has since moved out. So don't expect that you're going to sleep tonight worried about storms tonight. However, we will see cloudy skies. We are under our weather alert tomorrow as the severe threat increases for Monday. Ingredients are starting to come together for all types of severe weather, but there are two different scenarios that could play in with two periods of storms, one in the first part of the day with the strongest second part of the day. And that's the later part of the day storms that we're going to talk about, how first part of the day may at least add to the second part of the day, maybe not being as severe. We're going to kind of go through all those scenarios and time out the rainiest portion before things get much, much colder as we track all types of severe weather.
And stay alert to the threat of severe storms anytime. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you a link to the latest Weather First forecast. Tonight, a 4-year-old child is being treated at the hospital after being hit by a car in North St. Louis County. This happened just about 2 hours ago on Royal Drive near Chambers Road in Moline Acres. Police say when officers arrived, people were assaulting the driver and passenger in the car. No word on any charges. We are told the child suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Tonight, crews are still on the scene of a massive fire in Macoupin County that destroyed a warehouse. This fire started early this morning on John Deere Lane in Carlinville, Illinois. Firefighters say there were reports of explosions. Strong winds caused the flames to spread quickly.
We ended up with 18 departments, 5 ladder trucks operating on the scene. We had to shuttle water in. We're in an area with very few hydrants, so we had to shuttle water to the scene.
Was hurt. The cause of the fire under investigation. We're told multiple businesses used the warehouse for storage. Several fire departments battled a residential fire in Jefferson County this afternoon. This fire broke out on Wolf Creek Road. That's between Eureka and Cedar Hill. At least one structure near the home on the property was destroyed. Tuesday is Municipal Election Day in Missouri. There are several hot races and ballot proposals to be decided. And right now, on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, there's a QR code. You can aim your phones right there, and it will take you to our complete voter guide detailing what will be on your ballot. Voters in St. Louis City and County will decide on 2 different propositions from the Metropolitan Sewer District. Tonight, 5 on your side's Annie Krall takes us underground to dig into how this could affect the monthly budget of customers. Annie?
One of the ballot issues will raise taxes to overhaul the stormwater system. The other is on how to pay for $750 million of wastewater improvements required by states and federal regulations, meaning this will cut into voters' wallets no matter which box they check. Metropolitan Sewer District is working to reduce sewage overflows into local waterways with Proposition W on April 2nd's ballot. We got a behind-the-scenes and 200 feet underground look at the almost 7-mile tunnel near Old and New Baumgartner Road tied to Proposition W, giving MSD greater bonding authority to spread the cost out over time.
What Proposition W is about, it's not a question of whether to do that work. The work has to be done. It's a question of how we're going to pay for the work.
A yes vote for Proposition W means the district can sell bonds, paying less now but more over time, like buying a house.
If you take out a 30-year mortgage, your payments are going to be a lot more manageable. It is going to cost you more.
Voting no supports paying more upfront in customers' monthly bills, but costing less in the long run. The work already underway is partially funded by previous bond sales. Workers digging out 100% hard rock to transport thousands of pounds of rock, MSD says.
It's carried out under this conveyor system. So all the way from the 4 miles up in front of us, that rock is carried out the entire distance on this conveyor system.
An excavation that should finish by the end of the summer to stay on the federally mandated schedule with the Clean Water Act. Voters will also decide Proposition S, which could change the tide of heavy rains overwhelming MSD's stormwater system. Voting yes to S would create the first St. Louis Regional Stormwater Improvement Fund. MSD says it would cost taxpayers an estimated $25 per year. Checking no means hundreds of millions of outdated sewers built before 1890 would remain. Voters in St. Louis, like Tisha Stevenson, who lives in North City, voiced concerns at a recent public meeting.
Both of them are going to hurt regular people like me that just go to work and come home every day.
Over the next 4 years, MSD has $1.6 billion worth of improvement projects scheduled. 98% of them is required by either state or federal regulations. Mike?
And you can also access our voter guide at ksdk.com/guide, or you can text the word guide to 314-425-5355, and we'll send you a link. Tonight, 2 runaways from Indiana are in juvenile custody in St. Louis, accused of trying to carjack an 82-year-old woman at gunpoint. This attempted carjacking happened yesterday afternoon in an alley on Quincy Street near Carlinville Park. The woman was able to drive away and call police. Officers later arrested a 16-year-old and 12-year-old boy near Russell and Menard in Soulard. Investigators say the two had a BB gun. Tomorrow, a hearing will be held that could decide whether a Hazelwood East student accused in the brutal attack of a classmate should be charged as an adult. 15-year-old Maurice DeClue is currently in juvenile custody on assault charges from the March 8th fight that happened off campus and after school. Viral video of the fight shows a girl slamming the head of 16-year-old Kaylee Gain into the pavement. She was critically injured and was in a coma for 2 weeks. DeClue's family tells 5 on Your Side she's an honor roll student who was being bullied. Gain's parents want her charged as an adult. Pope Francis led more than 60,000 faithful in St. Peter's Square for Easter Sunday Mass. He called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and the release of all hostages held by Hamas. The pontiff said peace is never made with weapons. Today is Transgender Day of Visibility. It's been celebrated on March 31st for more than a decade and aims to raise awareness about transgender people. New tonight, Diamond Palmer spoke to a local group about the progress that's been made.
Hey, we are here and we're not really going anywhere.
This is June Choate. She's the executive director of the Metro Trans Umbrella Group. Sunday, the group hosted a community gathering for Trans Day of Visibility. It's a holiday that's observed around the world, and this year marks 15 years of celebrating those who she says feel unseen.
Some of us have to remain in the closet, and we almost kind of celebrate for those folks to hopefully come out and find the chance to be themselves someday.
According to the Human Rights Campaign, at least 32 transgender people were killed last year. The Metro Trans Umbrella Group says this day draws attention to the violence and discrimination that the community is facing, while also celebrating the lives and contributions of transgender people. Choate says the group provides numerous resources, including their community center, support groups, and transforming care, among many other resources. Still, she says there's more work to be done and doesn't want transgender people to be treated like second-class citizens.
A lot of trans people have to deal with is we lose a lot of our families because of ignorance and bigotry, and we have to find family. And when you go and find family, it ends up kind of almost being a better situation, but it's still very hard and harmful to an individual to lose your biological family like that.
Choate's advice for anyone harboring hate in their heart is this:
just try to have some empathy and try to imagine your own child is in that position and can't help being themselves. Just let them be themselves.
Reporting in St. Louis, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
And Diamond says Metro Trans Umbrella Group has released their first ever magazine this month called Faces. It highlights transgender history and explores the archives of local trans activists.
A lot of people laugh when I say this, but I always just wanted to help.
Still ahead, the inspiring St. Louis woman turning her father's charitable legacy into a lifeline for families in need.
As we monitor our severe weather risk for Monday, we want to point out that all types of severe weather are possible, even tornadoes. What needs to happen for tornadoes to develop and when the best time frame is for Monday?